This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Tinson versus Tinson. You all have married, you've been together for 5 years. You have 3 children between you and 10 children total, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
And allegations of cheating are jeopardizing your happy home.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Tinson, you've opened up this case today against your husband. Tell us why.
Well, Your Honor, I am a good woman. We have 10 children together, and I just want to get to the bottom of why he's cheating.
All right, Mr. Tinson.
Yes,
What are
ma'am.
you here to do?
I'm here to prove today that I'm not a cheater.
Okay.
I don't want to cheat on you. I love you too much to cheat on you. How could you even bring me here and say that I'm gonna cheat on you?
Well,
love you.
like this. She brought you here and says you cheat. And there must be a basis for it. Have you always had these suspicions? What was it like in the beginning?
Well, in the beginning, Your Honor, he was very romantic. It seemed like after we got married, maybe the tables turned a little bit. But, you know, I work long hours, so when I come home from work, he'll have my bath water ready. He would rub my feet. He surprised me and buy me wigs. Your Honor, I love my wigs.
He buys you wigs.
Yeah, I love my wigs.
Yeah.
I buy a lot of things for Judge Cutler. I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever bought you a wig.
I don't know that
I bought you
trust
clothes,
you
I
with a
bought you
wig,
shoes.
Mr. Cutler.
I'm not even.
You're wonderful with the shoes, with the purses, with clothes, but
Jewelry.
Don't
forget the
jewelry.
Don't forget the
You're very good with jewelry, but I'm not sure I would trust you with a wig.
But it's just the thought that counts, you know, the little things. is
What did you love about her?
What I love about my wife, she sang for me. My wife makes songs. So I know she loves me because they come straight from her heart.
Now, see, she sings for him.
You don't want me to sing to you because I can't sing. If I sing to you, it will hurt your ears.
All right, tell you what. I won't buy you new wigs, and you won't sing for me. How's that? Is that a fair trade?
Bet.
All right, bet. Okay.
How do you go from buying wigs to accusing your spouse
Let me
of
tell you,
cheating?
Your Honor. First, I was pregnant with our 9th child. I was having pain, so I went to the hospital.
Okay.
They ended up keeping me, and I ended up having a baby. My husband was there, but he was so adamant about, you know, going home and, you know, dealing with the other kids. So he left, and I get a phone call from one of my friends telling me that they just seen my truck pull up to my house, and another female was with my husband going into my house with a white shirt and some booty shorts on.
What you say?
So I
That's
don't want to get
not
mad
true.
at the lady,
No,
you know what I'm saying,
no.
for
Hold
telling
on,
me
Mr.
this.
Smith.
So I just tell her, okay, I'll call you back. So I call my husband 10 times, Your Honor. I didn't get through. So
Friends
probably about
and
the 11th or the
marriages,
12th time that I called him, he answered the phone to reassure me that, you know, he wasn't doing anything. She's lying, she's jealous, she's just hating on me, you know. So I just hung up because I didn't want my pressure to go, you know, out
Go
the
back
roof.
up.
I'm ready to go home now,
Right,
you know.
right.
So they came and checked my vitals. I ended up having to stay another 2 days. So every time that my husband would call, you know, I wouldn't even, you know, talk to him on the phone or anything like that because I'm trying to get this pressure under control, you know, so I can go home. So whenever you have a baby, you can't just get released, you know, they won't just let you go home by yourself.
I have 3, so I know.
They notified my husband to come on up there and, you know, come get us. First, I don't see his face at first. I see his shoes. He got on his gaiters in a full suit, and he got his hair cut. Now, let me tell you about the haircut. Now, for the longest, he's been talking about cutting his hair, you know, for a better him, you know, and to be a new and improved for his boys and
That's
to set
right.
an example, you know.
True.
So when he
True.
come up there and he all dressed and impressed and his haircut like that, I know he guilty.
So you think...
But you're in the hospital
Yes,
having his baby.
his baby.
He's there for a while, but then he leaves, says he needs to go home and check on the other kids.
Right.
But then you get a call, and somebody says they see him going into your house with a woman in a white shirt and some
It's
booty
black
shorts.
booty shorts, black booty shorts.
All right,
Very specific.
Very
Yeah.
specific. Mr. Tinson,
Wow.
who was the woman in the white shirt and the black booty shorts?
Exaggeration.
Okay, did a lady come to the house?
A lady came to the house
What did she come to the house for?
to do my daughter hair.
She didn't come to do you.
No. No, ridiculous.
But you believe something else went down.
Yes, I do.
Why do you believe
something.
that?
Because, Your Honor, let me tell you about another time. When we were, I was at work one day and I called my husband on my lunch break and my husband told me that he got his taxes. So I'm all excited and happy because, you know, my man got his money, his taxes, and
How much did he get?
My mind of what I'm gonna spend and, you know, what I'm gonna do. When
You already spent the money.
Right.
So
Wait.
got-
How much did he get?
$4,000.
$4,000.
Yes.
So you were for real getting ready to shop.
Right.
Okay, all right.
So you-
I didn't know if it was $4, $400, but $4,000.
$4,000.
So
Okay.
you've already spent his money.
Wait, let me.
That's
let me
what we
get
do.
to it. Hold
That's
on.
what-
now.
Don't act funny.
I thought you were the only one who did that.
No.
Yeah.
It's in our DNA to do that.
Soon as your man gets some money, you already spending it.
No, I'm helping you invest in a wise way.
Is that what you call it?
That's what I call it.
Wow.
I get a call. I'm on my way home from work, from the school, saying the kids never even got picked up. So I just, you know, no problem. I just go get the kids. All this time goes by and still no husband. I didn't see him again until Friday, 12:30 p.m. So I'm thinking,
what happened?
time.
So what? Oh, checkout time.
Checkout time.
All right. What happened when you did see him?
He had this bogus excuse that he was in the room with these two girls. Remind you, why are you even in a room with two girls?
No, that ain't what happened.
Mr. Tinson.
that ain't what
Mr.
happened.
Tinson.
we
Hold
know-
on.
Come on, that ain't what happened.
We're gonna give you a chance. We
We'll
want to
give you a
hear her
chance.
side.
So they supposedly robbed him. Two girls, they robbed him.
Robbed him of what?
All the money. He had no money.
$4,000?
Okay, wait a minute. Why were you in the hotel room?
Okay. I got my taxes in. I went and got us a inn. Oh, sweet. Oh, nice.
You got us. Who's us?
Me and my wife.
Okay.
I want to do something special for her.
You were gonna do it up.
I was gonna do it up.
Okay, so what happened?
So my wife had like 4 more hours to get off work, right?
Right?
So I called my homeboy. I went and picked him up. I wanted to show him in the room what I was doing for my wife. He got people knocking on the door. I ain't gonna embarrass him.
So what
like that.
happened to the money?
What happened to the money?
We get there.
wanna
We
know,
get
Your
there.
What
We get there.
happened to the money?
Well, we got the party.
You got the party
We
with
got
your
the party.
homeboy.
All
Wait.
meals. I woke up the next day.
Hold on. Mr. Tillman, you said we got the party, so that's you, your homeboy, and whoever knocked on the door, right? And whoever knocked on the door, they were female, weren't they?
They were females.
See, I told you. I knew it.
Females and males.
Yeah.
They were females and males.
And the next thing you know,
I wake up the next morning with my pants on the hood, no cell phone, no money. So you know what I do? I go home.
But wait. What happened to the money?
I don't know what happened to the money. I got some things here y'all might want to see, some evidence.
Ron, would you get that evidence, please?
Yes.
This right here prove that we got females all over the world,
Hold on. Give it.
Yeah, just.
all over the country, robbing males in hotel rooms.
You got proof of that.
I got proof of that. I did research.
Mr. Tinson, these are newspaper articles.
Exotic dance. Wait a minute, what's that say? Exotic
Exotic
dancers
dancers
rob old man in
Right.
his hotel room.
suite.
Right.
Okay.
Look at this.
Next
Man
to
robbed.
men robbed while they slept by 2 women in Manhattan hotel.
Anything from
Okay,
your
so you did this research to show what?
To show that I got robbed.
Because this is happening all over the country.
It's an epidemic.
Yeah. Tell me this is all you have.
No, Your Honor.
What else you got?
More. Okay. My husband always saying, you know, I never give him any time to himself to be with the boys, you know. So this particular time, boom, I tell him, go hang out with your boys. Go, you know, have
Exactly.
you time, you know.
That's
3
what a wife
o'clock
does.
a.m. comes, my husband's still not home. Let me show you what I had to do at 3 o'clock in the morning, Your Honor.
Okay. You have an exhibit, so go
What?
ahead and show us.
What?
At 3 o'clock in the morning, I was calling the taxi cab. This is where we at home.
Okay.
We go to the first motel,
Okay.
no car,
No car.
no husband. I get back in the taxi. I go to the second motel, no car, no husband.
All right, then where you go?
Get back in the taxi cab. We go to the third motel.
How many motels did you end up going
Hold
to?
on, let me get to that. No car,
Slow your roll.
no husband.
4,
Your
5,
Honor,
6.
we went to 7 more motels. I get to the 10th motel.
No.
And that's where I see my truck at, that motel. It took me 10 tries to get to this.
That's your truck?
That's my truck.
Parked at the hotel.
In front of the hotel.
What did you do when you saw your truck?
Well, it was this lady
hotel?
that kept on peeping out of the room, right? So I'm thinking, you know, she must got something to do with it. She keep on looking, you know, at me and peeping at the car. So I go and kick the door in and look up under the bed and look all in the bathroom.
You kicked in the door in the hotel room?
And I put myself in danger because this lady could have did anything to me inside of her room. Come to find out, she didn't even have anything to do with it. She didn't even know who Larry was.
I'm not a cheater.
So she finally telling me I need to just get out of her room. So I'm thinking now, I'm looking like the crazy one. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of this lady's room. Soon as I step out the room, look who coming around the corner. There's Larry coming around the corner. Okay. So I just told him, just give me my keys, and I made him walk home. I got in the truck and I left him at that hotel.
All right, step back to the podium.
Mr. Tinson, when your husband tells you that he's going to hang out with the boys, and then at 3 o'clock in the morning he's still not home, and then she finds you at a hotel, that's not paranoia. That's actual facts.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What?
Who?
Who were you at the hotel with?
I was at the hotel room with one of my partners.
One of your partners?
One of my partners.
See,
Was one of your
female partners?
Female?
It never stopped.
It was a man. Come on. Now you gave me permission.
Why can't you go to your house
club?
and hang out?
Sports
Why can't you go to the
bar?
club,
A strip
sports
club?
bar?
I don't
A
go
strip
nowhere.
club? Why you suggesting a strip club?
Strip club, hotel, which would you prefer?
Neither.
I'm just saying.
I'm not picking either one of them. Don't suggest a strip club.
I think we've heard enough evidence.
I do too.
Because this is what it looks like. While your wife is pregnant having your child, you then go home where you're spotted with a woman wearing booty shorts going into your house while your wife is in the hospital. The tax refund that you lost because this band of women somewhere, lured you to a hotel room and took your money, and all of this because you think he's cheating.
Yes.
And if you do find out he's cheating,
What's gonna happen? Where does this relationship go?
I want a divorce.
You will end your marriage.
Yes.
Do you understand that?
This is, man, I understand that.
All right.
this court has done a full and complete investigation to determine, is he cheating? At this time, the court would like to hear from private investigator Eric Eccles. Ron, please escort Mr. Eccles into the courtroom.
Yes, Your Honor. Step right over to the monitor for me.
Good day, Mr. Eccles. How are you?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
It's good to see you.
Good.
Tell us what your team did to investigate this case.
In this particular case, my role was to pose as a litigant, come into court as if I was a person who was also cheating. My goal was to get Mr. TINSON to feel comfortable enough to talk to me to see if he also was cheating.
Were you able to get any information out of him during your investigation?
Yes, Your Honor, I was. It took him a minute, but eventually he started talking. What he said to me was actually very interesting, and I brought the tape.
She said I had sex at the house. Nah, I ain't never had sex at the house.
So you had sex somewhere else?
Right, she think I had sex at the house.
So if you,
The girl with in the hotel.
okay.
So he confessed?
Yes, Your Honor, he did.
So it wasn't sex at the house, it was sex at the hotel.
Went at the house.
So you had sex with somebody else, it just wasn't at the house. It was at the hotel.
Sorry.
I told you he was a cheater. What you mean
Well,
you
you-
sorry? You sorry for what?
I'm sorry for making bad
You sorry for
decisions.
that you got caught?
I'm not sorry for being caught. I'm sorry for being a cheater.
You know, but you came in here and said, I'm gonna prove I'm not cheating. And then you sit down with part of our team, get to talking,
No.
and drop the bomb that you are, in fact, a cheater. And even as you're apologizing to her, it sounds fake. All I see is, oh shoot, you caught me.
Miss Tinson,
And
do
I
you-
see tears in her eyes.
Why are there tears in your eyes?
Because this is a repeated thing and you can't feel my pain. So it's just like nothing to you. It's like, you'll do it again.
I didn't mean it, I'm sorry. I mean, I can't do them and say I didn't mean it. I'm sorry.
But what is more you can do? You can do more.
What do you want him to
I
do?
do whatever you want me to do. What you want me to do?
I want you to
My
stop.
family mean more.
How?
You mean more.
How, Larry? How?
Yeah, I just made bad decisions.
Miss Tinson, let me talk to you woman to woman. I'm not suggesting you just kick him to the curb. But with that said, I'm not asking you to lay down here and be a doormat. And I would encourage you all to speak with Dr. Jeff and figure it out. As we say in this courtroom, do not cheat yourself out of an opportunity to have a happy, healthy, trust-filled relationship. It is so important. This court is adjourned.
This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of PHILPOTT versus PHILPOTT. You all are married, you've been together for 15 years, you have 2 children together, but allegations of cheating are destroying your relationship. Mr. PHILPOTT, tell us why you're here today.
Well, I'm here today to figure out if my wife is cheating on me because I have several friends telling me she's been doing otherwise of things, and a couple of my buddies have seen her as well.
I don't know his buddies.
And I'm pretty much just here trying to figure out if she's faithful or she's just playing the love boat with me or something. I'm just trying to figure it out.
You're trying to figure out just what's going on because you've got these suspicions that
insecure.
she's cheating.
Yes, sir.
All right,
No.
Ms. Philpott, you said he's insecure.
He's very insecure.
Tell
Your
me
Honor.
about that.
First of all, I'm in love with this man. I have been in love with this man since the first time I seen him.
She can spell love. That's
He's
it.
been there for me constantly forever. And he has went as far as to go on my Facebook and text like he was me to another guy and act like he was me and told him like, have we had sex and all of this
So he's catfished you?
Yes, to other people that I haven't seen in years.
Yes, I did.
I haven't seen in years.
What does that
And I
look
have
like?
evidence to prove that he does this.
Ron, would you get that evidence, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
You admitted it. You're not denying it.
No denial.
I
So
have
you
text
have
messages.
actually act like you were your wife.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay, let's see what this looks like. So you as Mrs. Philpott say, my husband will not like this. The mystery man says,
It's just a conversation.
you as Miss Philpott says, when was the last time we talked?
I don't know.
All right, I gotta say, it's not very artful, but okay. You as Miss Philpott, I'm trying to figure it out. Did we blank? I'm trying to figure out, I'm lost. And the man says,
It don't even matter. It was years ago anyway.
so then you as Miss Philpott say, and we blanked? Yes or no? I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, years ago when you was in a certain city.
Okay, so he's going through your Facebook, making all these connections
All
with
act-
folks.
just
and it's driving you crazy,
It is,
I'm
and
sure.
it's to the point where he pushes me away, and then he has these dreams where we can be cuddling and everything be great and dandy, and we'll go to sleep, and then he'll wake up and he'll slide away from me, not touch me, and I'll be like, "What's going on, babe? What's wrong?" He like, "I had a dream that you was cheating on me, so
did.
I'm gonna stop touching you."
Okay, wait a minute. You getting punished about his dreams?
Yes, and I can't go to the bathroom. If I get
That's
up and go to
rough.
the bathroom, he be like, "You was in there cheating on me in the living room while I was sleeping in the bed." I be looking at him like,
Be a
I
lot
had
of
to
creeps
use the
and sounds
restroom.
going
So
on
this
in the
is
house.
affecting your day-to-day relationship in a
Not
major
even
way.
that, it's affecting our marriage. It's like to the point where I'm about to drive myself. I told him, like, look, I can't take it. You know, and
that's
if
why
that
you're
doesn't
here
work,
today.
Yes, I am. I'm here today to prove my loyalty to him and to everybody else out there that's saying, she cheating. I seen her doing it. You ain't seen me doing nothing because he leaves me at home half of the time.
So why
And
do you
Mr.
ignore
Phil-
me so much?
And Mr. Philpott, you say that if you find out she is cheating, this is over.
Oh, yeah.
The relationship, the
Tailpipe
marriage,
smoking.
everything is over.
Tailpipe smoking. I'm gone.
Tailpipe smoking.
Now that's a new one.
That's a new one.
I haven't heard that.
But it gives you the visual, though.
But it's a good visual.
But if I'm not,
You see the
I
train
think he
pulling
needs
out?
to change his ways.
What was it like when you met, when you all got together?
When we got together, it was a beautiful thing.
Look at him smiling.
I seen her walk in.
He was a gentleman. He used to bring me flowers, candy,
Like me, I used to
He was very
pamper her a
loving.
lot. Candy, flowers.
dates.
Show up just out of the blue. I mean, give you a card just because it's Wednesday.
He used to show me off like I was just a trophy wife or something. Now it's just like, I'm back, and I don't see him all day.
And so, how did you propose?
Oh, no. She proposed to me.
Oh.
All right,
he had to take
I
charge?
want it. I liked it. I put a ring on it.
You know,
And the
13
reverse of
years
that.
of always cross paths and, you know, in different relationships, and I always made sure that, you know what I mean, I don't know, God said just, that's who you need to be with for life. Just, that's what it is. And he
So
didn't
you
want to
grabbed-
take charge, so I said, well,
You literally grabbed the bull by the horn.
I asked him to marry me, and he's a Taurus, and I sure did. This Scorpio stung him.
So you all have this wonderful start, and now you're here. Why do you believe that your wife is cheating now? What do you have that shows that?
Pretty much, it's like me and her had gotten into a small little altercation. She was one of the, I'm like, you know what, instead of me staying here arguing with you, I'm gonna go take a little drive. When I came back home, she wasn't home. She was at her mother's house. But right before she had left, I seen everything that she had put on because I organized her underwear drawer and everything, but to make sure everything is
Wait,
perfect.
hold, stop.
What does that look like?
What?
Oh, you have your colors, you have your whites, then you have your thongs. You just gotta switch it up.
And you physically organized that?
Yes, fold politely, put it over there. That goes with that. These are
Color,
thongs.
I want you to do that.
Yeah, and see,
I'm not getting you in trouble.
I want you to do that.
That's exactly why I'm asking, because you making it look bad for the rest of us.
Oh.
Now, you know, I do occasional laundry and I fold clothes. I cannot say that I organize them.
But you can start. He just gave you the roadmap. Colors, whites, out. Well.
What about the thongs?
We don't have any of those. Wait, big girl panties. That's all.
Okay. Yeah. You make it look bad for the rest of us, Mr. Philpott. but-
Okay, so wait. So he's
Now-
organized the underwear, and because of that, you know what?
What I put on
Well,
my-
why do you do that? That's the
exactly
question.
what she has on.
Yeah. Why do you organize her underwear?
Because he knows exactly what underwear I put on every day, and if I change or come home differently, he'll know.
So she left, went to her family member's house, and you knew what she had on when she left.
Yes.
Okay.
She came back in a whole different attire. Underwear was different, bra was different, clothes was different. She don't smell the same when she come back. It's a
That's
completely
because it's called a
different soap.
shower.
And so because of that, you think she was with another man, and she changed clothes
thinks
and did
my
all
mom
that,
helps me
so you
cheat.
wouldn't know. Is
Yes.
that correct?
Correct.
All right, so you changed clothes. Is this true?
It is. I do change, Your Honor. But the thing is I have also my children, and when he goes to work in the morning, he'll leave us, and my mom say, "Hey, I'll come get you because I can help you with the kids."
But why
Okay.
are
She
you
washes.
Hold on.
She washes my clothes. My mother washes not only my clothes, his clothes, and my kids'
So you
clothes.
take the laundry over to your mom?
Sometimes, or we'll spend the night and we'll leave the clothes that we wore over there for her to wash.
Okay.
So I changed my clothes. I changed my clothes and also our children's clothes. We got in the shower. It was nighttime. I said, okay, let's get in our pajamas, or wherever we go home, we could just go straight to bed.
All right, so you got your kids together for bed.
Right.
You bathed and got changed.
Exactly.
And went home.
Right. He came
You
to
were
pick
not
us
with
up.
another man, is what you tell me.
No, I was not.
But that's your belief.
And you don't believe her.
I don't believe it.
Okay. Are there any men in particular that you are concerned about?
Yes, her ex.
Okay. And why are you concerned about her ex?
I mean, it was pretty much her ex had like a little gathering for the kids and stuff, and me being me, I'm like, you know what, you can take your son to go see him. But during the process, her phone dies. So as I'm constantly calling her phone, there's no response. So I took upon myself to call her ex. And when I called her ex, he picked the phone up, he hung the phone up on me. Then he get to texting, well, when you see your woman, you tell me how my stuff tastes. I'm like, excuse me?
You submitted that recollection to the court file. Is that correct?
Correct.
When your girl gets home, you might be tasting my
Blank.
privates.
Correct. Her ex texted that to me.
No, see, I had been left the party. He had actually came over to my mom's house.
where did you go?
To my mother's house.
That
I was
sound
at my
good.
mother's house. We argued that whole day. We've been arguing
your
about
mother
this.
was at the
You two
party
have been
too?
arguing all
Yes,
day.
yes.
You go take your kids to the party.
But we didn't argue before the party. We got dropped off. We argued after the party, but he let him intervene in our life. I haven't seen him for 3 years.
And you haven't given your husband any reason to believe that you are still involved with your ex.
No, he
And you
involved
believe
him
she still is.
in our lives.
phone
Well,
off,
Cutler,
man.
he texted him saying.
He involved.
I mean,
he involved
turned
him
the
in
phone
our
off on
lives.
me.
He
When I
involved.
tried
I
to
didn't take
call-
the phone off.
When
My
I
phone
tried
went
to
dead.
call, her phone went straight to voicemail.
But he never once
It's kinda
tried to
awkward.
call my
Your phone
mother's
stays
phone
on the charger.
and say, "Hey,
but
is
when you
BB
go over
there
to
or
your ex's
whatever?"
house,
Okay,
never-
well,
your phone
you both
is
are
dead.
talking at the same time, okay? So we're trying to get to the bottom of this.
He never once called my mother. If my phone died, any reasonable person, if his phone died, I call his mother.
Why do I have
If
to
my
call your
phone
mother?
dies, you call my mother because I told you I'm at my mother's house. Why not call?
all right. You know what, Mr. Cutler? I think we have somebody here who can get to the very bottom of this with us.
Okay.
Another man who knows exactly what Miss PHILPOTT's been up to. There's his side, there's her side, and there's the man with the answers to the questions. Ron, would you escort him in, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're gonna head on up to the witness stand.
How are you, sir?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good.
Have a seat, please. Would you state your name, please, for the court?
I'm Deontay Gray.
What is your relationship to the litigants?
This is my sister, Bashira, and this is one of my longtime friends, Ron, that I grew up with when I was younger.
And he's your brother-in-law as well. And you're here to testify about your sister's activities.
Yes.
Tell me what you know specifically.
Me and a couple of my friends, we had went out to have a couple of drinks, have a good night. And upon walking in there, I seen Bashira grinding on a guy, and they were kind of like hugged up, and he was touching on her and stuff. So I approached her and asked her, like, what are you doing? Like, you're married. And she tried to reassure me everything was cool. I was overreacting.
And did she stop the behavior, or did she just tell you, no, it's all right, it's all right?
She said it was all right, but once I was leaving, she proceeded to dance with the guy.
Miss PHILPOTT, were you at the club?
Yes.
Were you grinding with another man?
No.
Were you dancing with another man?
No.
Did your brother come over and talk to you about being with another man?
Yes.
And why would he talk to you about being with another man and you
Because the
weren't
guy
with him?
walked up and asked, did I want a drink? I was with my girls, and I'm like, no, I'm cool, because I already have enough drink.
So it's drink pop.
So-
Hold on, Mr. Philpott.
It was enough drinks. So my girls was like, we about to leave. I'm like, okay, I gotta go. But as we're leaving, the club is so small. It's tiny as ever. So I'm trying to walk past, he trying to walk past, people trying to walk past us, so I slid over, he slid me over. He's like, well, are you single? I'm like, no, I'm married. He's like, oh, he a lucky man. I said, thank you. He's like, you're still beautiful. I said, thank you. And I walked back with my girls. My girls said, okay, we're going to another bar. I ain't got nothing to hide. What am I hiding?
Mr. Gray, you know when a guy's pushing up on a girl. You know what that looks like.
Yes.
You've actually done it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right. So what you saw, was that just people passing in a tight space, or was that somebody trying to push up on your sister?
That guy had to be pushing up on her. He was not passing through no tight space. He was pushing up on her.
And Ms. Philpott, you deny that happened.
Yes, I do. That didn't happen. That's over-exaggeration.
You don't dance like that?
That's over-exaggeration.
You don't dance like that?
Well,
Yeah,
I gotta say, Mr. Cutler, that is some strong testimony. Let's look at what we got so far. We've got Mr. Philpott and his dreams. We have the incriminating text message from her ex. We have her brother seeing her at the club. Oh, and also the change of clothes. That's what I was trying to come up with. And based on this evidence, if it comes out that she is in fact cheating, Mr. Philpott has said he's out. He's done.
Smoking tailpipes.
Smoking tailpipes, yes. That was the term.
This court has done a full and complete investigation. At this time, the court will hear from certified polygraph examiner Patrick Coffey to determine, is she cheating? Mr. Coffey in.
You conducted a polygraph examination of Miss Philpott, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
All right. So, Ms. Philpott was asked, the day Mr. Gray confronted you at a bar for being too close to another man, did you have physical, sexual contact with that other man? What was her response?
Her response was no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The polygraph determined that she was being truthful.
Told you.
Ms. Philpott was asked, did you have physical sexual contact with your ex on the day your husband received a text message from your ex? What was her response to that question?
Her response again was no.
What did the polygraph determine?
Polygraph determined she was being deceptive.
Ms. Philpott?
I don't know why it came back like that.
It's called a lie.
Well, it came back because you've had recent contact with him.
No, I haven't had any sexual contact with him at all. I haven't.
All right, Ms. Philpott was asked, since July 4th, 2016, have you had sexual intercourse with anyone other than your husband? What was her response?
Her response was no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The polygraph determined that she was being truthful.
All right. So, no intercourse but sexual contact is what came out on the second one.
That is correct.
Did you hug him? Did you kiss him? Did you do anything with him?
No. I never had any relations with nobody but him.
She's a good actor.
Mr. Philpott, what's going through your mind right now?
Smoking tailpipes.
Miss Philpott, do you want this relationship to work?
Of course, he's my children's father.
Tell him.
I don't want to be without you. I can't see myself without you. And I never did you wrong.
I'm willing to stick it out and see what we can do about this situation and see whatever the future holds for us.
We see a lot of couples in our courtroom, and I can look at your faces and I can tell there's something there. And it sounds like you're willing to do what it takes to make it work. As we say in this courtroom, don't cheat yourself out of a chance for a good relationship. Court is adjourned.